Tesla's stock has plummeted by 45%, erasing billions in market value. But it doesn't stop there. Tesla's sales figures have also taken a massive hit in international markets. In China, Tesla's second-largest market, sales have collapsed by 29%, while in Europe, demand has dropped by 50%. These figures are concerning, not just for Tesla, but for the customer of electric vehicles, EV, like all of us. Tesla's stock has plummeted by 45%, erasing billions in market value. But it doesn't stop there. Tesla's sales figures have also taken a massive hit in international markets. In China, Tesla's second-largest market, sales have collapsed by 29%, while in Europe, demand has dropped by 50%. These figures are concerning, not just for Tesla, but for the customer of electric vehicles, EV, like all of us. The global trade landscape changed dramatically when Trump's administration imposed aggressive tariffs on imports from key trading partners, including Mexico, China, and others. These tariffs were meant to protect U.S. industries from foreign competition, but the impact has been severe for many U.S. companies. Tesla, in particular, has been one of the hardest-hit companies. So why exactly is Tesla taking the hardest hit? First, it's important to understand that Tesla relies heavily on imported parts. With the tariffs raising the costs of these parts, production costs have skyrocketed. That's not all. The tariffs are not just affecting parts. Supply chain disruptions are making it harder to get parts and materials to Tesla's factories. Tesla manufactures its cars in multiple locations, including the US, Mexico, and China. And each country faces different trade barriers due to the tariffs. In particular, Tesla's factories in Mexico and Asia are now dealing with higher trade barriers, leading to production delays and lower output. This has not only slowed down deliveries, but also triggered a massive sell-off of Tesla stock, as investors are spooked by the uncertainty surrounding the company's future. On top of that, higher production costs are affecting Tesla's ability to remain competitive. Tesla's vehicles are becoming more expensive to produce, and as a result, prices for consumers are also rising. This is making Tesla's cars less attractive to buyers, especially when competitors like Ford, Chevrolet, and international companies such as BYD and Volkswagen offer more competitive pricing. Tesla's situation is a microcosm of a much larger economic problem that is unfolding right now. These tariffs aren't just harming Tesla, they are negatively impacting the broader economy. What we're seeing is the trickle-down effect of these policies. As Tesla struggles, so do its suppliers, employees, and consumers, leading to significant consequences for the entire electric vehicle industry. For starters, the prices of Tesla vehicles have surged by an average of $5,000 to $10,000, a significant increase that is making these cars less affordable for many potential buyers. In fact, inflation in the automotive sector has risen sharply, making both electric and gas-powered cars more expensive across the board. Tesla, once known for being an affordable option for consumers looking to go green, is now at risk of losing its competitive edge to more affordable competitors. But it doesn't end with the higher prices. The impact on jobs in the electric vehicle industry is equally alarming. Over 6,000 jobs in the EV sector have already been laid off. Tesla's factories in Texas, California, and New York have already begun to lay off workers due to the higher production costs and uncertainty caused by the tariffs. These job losses are not just limited to Tesla's operations. The entire EV supply chain is being affected. Battery production, raw materials, and dealerships are all facing significant challenges as rising costs make the industry less sustainable. As a result, we are witnessing a slowdown in the shift toward clean energy. The growing uncertainty surrounding electric vehicle prices means fewer people are willing to buy EVs. Fewer buyers means fewer jobs, fewer factory outputs, and ultimately, America's leadership in the EV market is at risk. As companies like BYD in China, Volkswagen in Germany, and Hyundai in South Korea continue to innovate and provide more affordable EV options, they are starting to dominate global markets, pushing Tesla to the sidelines. These disruptions are not just a problem for the car industry. They are emblematic of a larger trend of global economic instability, with rising costs, trade wars, and growing uncertainty making it harder for businesses to thrive. One of the most alarming signs for Tesla's future is the decline in customer loyalty. Tesla, once the darling of the EV market, is seeing a noticeable shift in consumer sentiment. Recent data shows that repeat buyers of Tesla vehicles have dropped significantly, particularly in liberal-leaning states. In blue states, repeat buyers have dropped from 72% to 65%, a shift that is raising serious concerns for the company's future. Even in red states, where Tesla has historically had strong loyalty, the numbers are still concerning. Repeat buyers have barely increased from 47.6% to 48.2%, which, in the face of rising production costs and higher prices, could indicate a future struggle in maintaining strong consumer demand. A particularly troubling statistic is that 32% of American buyers now say they would never even consider buying a Tesla again. Why is this happening? Tesla's increasing prices are a significant factor in why many loyal customers are turning away from the brand. Tesla is no longer the affordable EV option it once was, and with more competitors entering the market with better pricing, it's become harder for consumers to justify paying a premium for a Tesla. While companies like Waymo, owned by Google, and Uber are making major strides in the development of self-driving technology, Tesla's full self-driving FSD system is still far from perfect. This ongoing delay in delivering fully functional autonomous driving technology has frustrated many Tesla owners, further eroding brand loyalty. Tesla's relationship with former President Donald Trump has also become a point of contention for many consumers. Musk's vocal support for Trump's economic policies, combined with the company's close association with his administration, has alienated a portion of Tesla's customer base. This is especially true in blue states, where consumers are more likely to be put off by the company's political ties. The result of all this is that Tesla is losing its grip on the US market, and if the company doesn't take drastic steps to fix these issues, they risk becoming irrelevant in the face of stronger competitors. The key to survival will be whether Tesla can rebuild its consumer trust and become more affordable without sacrificing quality. The tension between Trump's policies and the Republican Party is becoming increasingly visible, with figures like Senator Lisa Murkowski openly speaking out about the influence Trump wields over the party. In a recent interview, Murkowski remarked that many Republicans are afraid to stand up to Trump, especially when it comes to his influence on figures like Elon Musk. According to Murkowski, Republicans are hesitant to challenge Trump and the broader political force that he represents. This dynamic, she claims, is shaping the direction of US politics, creating a divide within the party over issues such as trade policies, corporate influence, and national security. Musk's involvement in US political discourse, from his close ties to Trump to his significant influence over Tesla's corporate strategy, has only intensified these divides. While some Republicans continue to support Trump's approach to tariffs and deregulation, others are increasingly critical of the toll these policies are taking on American businesses like Tesla. At the heart of this division lies a question of political strategy and economic leadership. How far should the Republican Party go in aligning with Trump's economic nationalism, particularly when it risks harming American industry and global trade relationships? The Republican fear of confronting Trump is now playing a major role in shaping US policy, especially as businesses like Tesla face severe consequences from the tariff wars. While Tesla grapples with the fallout from Trump's tariffs, Trump himself has continued to make waves in the economic sphere. In a recent interview, Trump sharply criticized the Federal Reserve, calling for lower interest rates to stimulate the US economy. Trump argued that the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes have led to higher borrowing costs, slowing down business investment, and stalling economic growth. He voiced concerns that these higher rates could cripple American industries, especially in light of the ongoing global trade tensions. Trump's attack on the Federal Reserve underscores the growing disconnect between his economic policies and the realities faced by businesses like Tesla. Higher borrowing costs could prevent companies from investing in innovation and expansion, further exacerbating the economic struggles in industries like electric vehicles. While Trump seeks lower interest rates to encourage growth, others argue that such measures could undermine the long-term stability of the economy. The back and forth between Trump and the Fed is just another piece of the puzzle that highlights the economic instability affecting U.S. businesses and consumers. In yet another bold move, former President Trump has called for the dismantling of the U.S. Department of Education, arguing that control over education should be returned to the states. This controversial move is widely supported by some Republicans, like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and Attorney General Ken Paxton, who believe that local control over education will lead to better outcomes. However, this has sparked fierce opposition from others, such as Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas, who has slammed the move as a destructive blow to educational opportunities for vulnerable students. Crockett expressed concern that federal education programs, such as Pell Grants, will be gutted, leaving students from low-income families without the support they need to access higher education. On the other side, Republicans like Representative Brandon Gill argue that the Department of Education has failed in its mission to improve educational outcomes, citing stagnant test scores as evidence of its inefficiency. Trump's proposal, if enacted, would create significant disruptions in federal funding for education and shift much of the burden to state governments, a move that many fear will create disparities in educational opportunities across the country. For businesses like Tesla, this dismantling of federal support could have long-term consequences. Access to education and workforce development is critical for industries like electric vehicles, where the future workforce must be equipped with the necessary skills to succeed. The debate over the future of U.S. education underlines the broader uncertainty in the political landscape, as policy shifts affect not only Tesla, but a range of industries that depend on a well-educated workforce. As we move forward, the global trade landscape is rapidly changing. The tensions between nations, fueled by policies like Trump's tariffs, will continue to have far-reaching consequences for industries and workers worldwide. While Tesla struggles to regain its foothold, countries like Canada are adapting their strategies to counteract the negative effects of U.S. policies. The next few years will be crucial in determining whether the U.S. can mend its trade relationships or if nations like Canada, China, and Europe will continue to explore new avenues for growth, potentially leading to a new era of global trade. Stay tuned as we continue to explore these global economic shifts and their implications on industries, businesses, and consumers around the world.
$1 billion USD in 2024, with over $300 billion USD worth of cars and automotive parts alone crossing the border each year. However, things took a dramatic turn in recent years, particularly under President Trump's administration. Trump's protectionist policies, coupled with his America First trade agenda, have placed enormous pressure on Canada, which had long relied on the U.S. as its largest trading partner. Trump's tariffs, particularly on steel and aluminum, were a direct hit to Canada's economy, with a 25% tariff on steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum. In addition, Trump's threats to impose tariffs of up to 100% on Canadian vehicles and metals have raised alarms in Ottawa. Trump stated, "If we don't make a deal with Canada, we're going to put a big tariff on cars. Could be a 50 or 100% because we don't want their cars. We want to make the cars in Detroit." The idea of slapping such steep tariffs on a product like automobiles, Canada's third largest export to the US, is a game changer. Canada's auto sector is an $18 billion USD industry, with approximately 120,000 Canadians employed in this sector. Now, how does this all trickle down to the average person? Well, let's think about the cars you drive and the prices you pay. If these tariffs go through, you could see the price of a new car rise by thousands of dollars. For example, a mid-range sedan could see a price hike of up to $5,000 or more due to the increased cost of importing parts and vehicles. This means higher car payments, especially for families who rely on affordable vehicles for work or daily use. And for many, especially those in Canada and the US, with a long history of cross-border trade, this could mean higher prices at the dealership, longer wait times for new vehicles, and potential job losses in factories on both sides of the border. Chapter 2. Canada's response and the Tesla target. In response to these growing threats, Canadian officials have made it clear, if you pick a fight with us, we're going to fight back, and they have a strong tool at their disposal. One of the most striking moves Canada has proposed is a 100% tariff on American-made electric